Hey members, it is Tuesday, January 7th, and I am exhausted. Just exhausted. So simplify. I had a meeting with SFAL today, and let's just say after about 35 minutes, 40 minutes, we ended up having to get other portfolio managers on the conference call, and we went for an hour and a half. And it was a very long, drawn out conference call. So if you haven't looked at their holdings recently, like today, recently, they changed. They even changed yes, it just changed. They ended up buying SPY. They ended up selling some cover calls yesterday on SPY. Yeah, it was a very long, interesting conversation. Very long, interesting conversation. Because if you haven't noticed with SFAL, they were writing the short VIX 1 month out. But that's not what they're doing today. They're writing the short VIX 3 months out. And they're not 100% covered on downturns with the C50s. It used to be 1 for 1. They would have a C50 with the VIX and they would be on the same dates. But that's not how they're doing it, because they found during the last big downturn in August 5th, that the puts that they have on SPX was a better hedge on the VIX than actually the C50. Yeah, it became a real show. We spent a good 30 minutes with the portfolio manager, and not just me. So Eric was asking the portfolio manager follow-up questions, and we didn't record it because they ended up bringing up their daily report on how they are structured with the potential downturns. So every day they have a report on how they're structured and how much of a market downturn or a VIX spike they could receive and how far the fund would actually go down, which I was totally impressed, because how they did it was, if the market went down in a single day 2%, 3%, 8%, 16%, they had an exact prediction of what SFAL was going to do based on their current levels of hedge. It was very interesting, and we went line item by line item. Very, very long, drawn out process, because what they were doing in August is different than what they're doing today. And they're changing today from what they started with a few years ago. And they're doing it because to get the 15% that they want to pay us, they just can't rely on the structure. They say, hopefully the structure goes back to the way it was with Contango, but right now, because of volatility, they want to get us the 15%, but they're going to do it. It was exhausting to sit there and go line item by line item, especially going back to August. Then we looked at October. Then we looked at what they were doing today. So, yeah, it was good. Now I'm going to do a video. How I'm going to break this down into 15 minutes or even 30 minutes, I don't know, because it took us. It was an hour and a half conference call, and I'm going to try to break this down to 15 minutes. No, I am not going to be selling my SFAL. It was a good conversation about that. So it was I am going to take my 8% and I am going to hold on to SVOL from that point on, the rest of it, and wait for a VIX spike. That was the conversation. When the VIX does take a big spike, I'll average into SVOL at that time. And I'm going to just hold the money in JAAA, and I'll have a spreadsheet of how much money I have available to put into SVOL. So when there's a big spike, I can throw it into SVOL, buy it on the dip. Looking for a VIX, I don't know, 20, 30. I'll have to figure that one out. I didn't even know what it went up to today. It was just one of those days. One of those days. So there you have it. For new members, I've left the links to the drive below so you can go to the drive and to the spreadsheet. Got any questions, feel free to leave a message. I'll get back to you, but I am going to probably take the rest of the day off. I am just waiting on T-Spy to announce distribution so I can do that video. But anyway, there you have it. Want to break down all the CLOs and go through which ones are in what tranches, and that's another video. So anyway, until next time, nothing's changing. Didn't buy anything today. Holding everything. It was a bad day. It was a bad day. But anyway, until next time, God bless.